It's TheGearTester here, and welcome to my full-length review of the Kahr PM9. The Kahr PM9 is the thinnest, smallest, lightest, and most durable 9mm single-stacked handgun currently on the market today. I say that having owned the M&P Shield in 9mm for over a year and currently owning the Glock 43. The Kahr PM9 is at least as reliable as either one of those handguns, and it is smaller and thus easier to carry in your pocket if you're looking for the ultimate pocket pistol. Generally, when I do a gun review, I only have one particular model of a pistol when I review it, but in this case I have two. I purchased this Kahr PM9 over 5.5 years ago, and I have thousands of rounds through it. And I purchased this Kahr PM9 and went the black slide over 9 months ago, and they are both excellent, durable, reliable handguns. There are some things that would be useful to know when it comes to the Kahr PM9, when it comes to carrying it, using it, its reliability, magazines, and that's what I'm going to be covering in this full-length review. First, let's talk about the trigger on this gun. You can see right here we have a long double action trigger pull. Okay, the gun is going to reset, and then you're going to let it out all the way, and now the trigger is reset. So it's got a long double action trigger pull, very much like a revolver. And that's the safety. You can see that it doesn't have any kind of a blade or any kind of other safety device. The safety device on this gun is the long double action trigger pull. It doesn't have any other external safeties, and that's why I feel this gun is an excellent concealed carry handgun, because all you have to do is get it out, keep your finger off the trigger until you want to discharge the gun, and then take your finger off when you're done firing it, and put it back away safely. There are no manual safeties or grip safeties on this gun, making it, in my view, an excellent choice as a concealed carry handgun. You know, I've had a lot of experience with these guns. This one over 5.5 years, this one almost a year of experience with, and I can't remember having a malfunction with these handguns. Now, I'm not saying that they never malfunction. That's not what I'm saying. But I have a very low tolerance when it comes to guns having malfunctions, and I literally can't remember. I know that this gun has not malfunctioned on me. I can't remember a time when this gun has had a malfunction in the 9 months that I've had it. And when it comes to this one, I cannot remember this gun malfunctioning. I'm pretty sure it probably had a stovepipe at some point. I bought this gun brand new. I bought this gun used. And as I look at the boxes they came in and the components, I actually think this is an older Kahr PM9 than this one here, based on the fact that this is an older style of magazine, and this is the mag that came with that gun. So this is actually an older gun, and it's being just as reliable as this gun is. So again, I'm sure there's been a malfunction or two in a stovepipe, a failure to extract, but I literally can't remember them. So maybe one or two in the space of thousands and thousands of rounds. I really like pocket pistols, and if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in pocket pistols as well. So I just want to talk a little bit about my personal experience with pocket pistols. The first handgun I started carrying as a concealed weapon was the Beretta Tomcat in .32 ACP. That gun is made out of steel. It's very small, but it's relatively heavy. And so I ended up selling that, and I ended up getting a Ruger LCP. But I didn't like the Ruger LCP because I started to say, you know, I need a larger caliber weapon. I need a weapon that has better iron sights on it and just has more power in it. And that's when I decided I needed a Kahr PM9. And so, you know, I've talked about this. I've had this gun for over 5.5 years. However, I purchased an M&P Shield about 1.5 years ago. And then I purchased a Smith & Wesson Model 442, a J-frame snubby. You're seeing me shooting these guns some as I'm talking here. And those have both been excellent guns. But when it comes to reloading and when it comes to pocket carry, the Kahr PM9 beats those. I currently am shooting and carrying from time to time this Glock 43. And I like it. But if we're talking about the smallest, most compact, most durable single stack 9mm on the market, I still think that the Kahr PM9 is that gun. Okay, it is smaller, it is lighter weight, and it is more compact, and I think it's equally reliable compared to the Glock 43 or the Shield. Both these Kahr PM9s came with the standard iron sights, the factory iron sights that come on most Kahr pistols. You can see that here. It's a unique little design. It's very similar to just a standard sight, but it also is using this kind of dot sight, similar to XS big dot sights, but with more of a traditional sight picture. So you line it up just like so, and you're kind of dotting the eye there. I actually like these sights, and I think they're excellent. I owned the Ruger LCP, and what I hated about that gun, not just the fact that it was low in power being a 380, but the fact that it didn't have good enough sights that I could shoot accurately at distance. And the Kahr PM9 has functional enough sights that you can shoot at distance. And even though it's got that long double action trigger pull, okay, you can still be consistent and accurate and shoot this gun relatively quickly and have it in such a small package that it fits so easily inside your pocket. Let's talk a little bit about holsters now. I have two DeSantis pocket holsters, and that's been the primary mode of carry that I have used when it comes to the Kahr PM9. It's just so small and compact that it fits really easily in a pocket. So you just slide the gun into the pocket holster, and then you drop the pocket holster into your pocket carefully, making sure that the gun doesn't ride up. You need to have that trigger covered because there's no external safeties, and even though it's a long double action trigger pull, I wouldn't want to accidentally discharge this in my pocket. So you make sure that the pistol's in the pocket holster, and then you slip the whole package into your pocket. When it comes to drawing, you just grab it, pull the gun out, and you're ready to go. I've never had the pocket holsters come out with the pistol, but that is something you need to be aware of, that that's a potential reality with pocket pistols. I have had the pocket holster get partially stuck outside of my pocket when I draw, and so then when you go to reholster, you're going to need to be careful. It's not a problem to me that the pocket holster is kind of like halfway out of my pocket, halfway in my pocket after I've gotten the pistol out. As long as I get the pistol drawn and I go to be able to fire the gun, that's not a problem. Because when it comes to reholstering, I'm going to take that pocket holster out of my pocket completely. I'm going to hold it like this, and then I'm going to insert the pistol back into the pocket holster before I slip again the whole package back down into my pocket. I also choose to not carry anything like car keys. Nothing else goes in the pocket that I have this in. This is exclusively becomes my pocket for my pistol. I don't throw anything else in so that nothing gets into that trigger guard. Again, this pistol doesn't have any external safety, so keeping that trigger guard covered is a must. I have, from time to time, run these pistols inside the waistband holster from Galco, and you can see that there. I believe it's a relatively inexpensive holster. Has this little clip system on it that you can see there. Okay, I prefer snaps, but this has worked when I've needed it to, and it has a reinforced lip here that has some, I don't believe it's metal, I believe that it's some kind of polymer there, so that when you go to reholster, the gun is easily reholstered rather than this collapsing on you and then you trying to fight it and potentially having a problem. So there are the two options I've primarily used. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've used this less and less and pocket carry more and more for the Kahr PM9. Just because it's so easy to carry and such an excellent weapon. So I've emphasized how accurate and reliable and durable the Kahr PM9 handguns are, but I want to talk about a couple things that I don't like about these pistols, or that you need to be aware of before you purchase them. Okay? One of those is that from time to time the bullets in the magazine will ride forward a little bit and kind of nosedive here. Now, I have not had this cause a problem to the point in which I cannot make the gun cycle the ammunition. Okay, you can see that stripped around off, no problem. So the gun cycles ammunition, it works just fine. But that does annoy me that sometimes the rounds ride forward like that. And I've only encountered that in my backup magazines when I'm carrying additional mags in my pocket, that sometimes happens. And so generally I pull them out and snap it back in. I have noticed that in my backup magazines, particularly these 7-rounders, when I carry them in a cargo pocket that sometimes they will shed around. So sometimes I'll have a round or two slashing around in my pocket after a long day of hiking or walking or moving around in a rigorous manner. What I generally do is I generally carry 2 backup magazines for the Kahr PM9 when I'm carrying it. And so I carry one in my front left-hand pants pocket, okay, that is easy to access instantly, quickly, and I find that generally I don't lose any rounds when the magazine is in that pocket. But sometimes when a mag is in a cargo pocket, because I carry 2, I carry an additional one in the cargo pocket, sometimes one in the cargo pocket does lose some rounds. And that's annoying to me, and that's something you should be aware of. And also being aware that sometimes the rounds ride a little bit forward like that, and that could potentially cause reliability issues, although I have not encountered that. Another thing you need to be aware of is the fact that the Kahr PM9 pistol can sometimes be a little difficult when you take it down for disassembly. And I'm not going to show that to you here on the video because it's tedious, but after you've done it 5 or 6 times, it becomes easier and it's not a problem. And I regularly take these pistols apart and clean them after running hundreds of rounds through them. But as a general rule, you will need to take it down. That's a little bit of a process, and it might be a little more difficult than something like a Glock or a Smith & Wesson M&P family of pistol, but it's nothing that would cause me to not want to own the gun. Okay. Throughout this video, I'm stating that the Kahr PM9 is the smallest, most durable, most reliable, thinnest single-stack 9mm. And I just want to compare it to the Glock 43. Now, I've owned the M&P Shield for the better part of a year, and I ended up selling it just because I couldn't fit it into my pocket easily. The Kahr PM9 just slides right in your pocket, and you don't even know it's there. And the Glock 43 is a close contender for that role as well. And I've actually been carrying my Glock 43 some recently. However, the Kahr PM9 is still smaller. And I just want to show that to you guys here. You can see that the barrel of the Glock 43 is close to ½ an inch, maybe more than ½ an inch longer when I line these guns up than the Kahr PM9. And when we look at them in terms of thickness, I'd say they're basically the same. Now, you could argue that the Kahr PM9 is a little bit thicker because of the slide release that sticks out here, because it also operates as a takedown pin. Okay, so slide locks back, and you push that down to release the slide. So one could argue that the Kahr PM9 is a little bit thicker, although I think that that's actually, if there is a little bit more thickness in the Kahr PM9, the fact that the barrel is thinner means that it fits deeper down into your pocket. And why is that important? That's important. The length of the barrel is important because the shorter barrel of the Kahr PM9 allows it to sit deeper down into your pocket, meaning that there is more of the pocket up above the pistol that conceals it better, and it increases the likelihood that your handgun won't accidentally pop out. Now, I haven't encountered that problem with my Glock 43, but it is noticeable to me. I know the difference between the Kahr PM9 and the Glock 43 in my pocket because of that ½ an inch, okay, that the Glock 43 is longer. It sticks further up in my pocket. And particularly in pairs of shorts and dress pants, the Kahr PM9 conceals way better and is just more comfortable. So even though you could argue that this pistol is a little bit wider, I don't think that that matters at all, because the benefit that you receive from the pistol being shorter is valuable to me personally. Let's talk about price, okay? And I think probably having the Glock 43 out here is a good thing when we talk about price. You know, I paid the better part of $750 for this Kahr PM9 5.5 years ago. And I sold some firearms and other things to be able to afford this gun, but it was worth it to me. I wanted what I was viewing as the ultimate pocket pistol. I paid close to $450, maybe closer to $500 for this gun used. But I think the overall price in these guns have come down a little bit. The Glock 43 is selling for close to $500. And by the time I put night sights on it, they end up being basically the same price. Now, I know that from time to time the M&P Shield sells for something less than $400, around $400. But personally, either one of these guns is a much better option for pocket carry in 9mm and a single stack gun than the M&P Shield. I would never carry the M&P Shield as a pocket pistol. Okay, and if I was going to carry that large of gun, I could carry a Glock 26 inside my pocket as easily as the M&P Shield. It's just a bigger overall gun, and it's got this weird shape. So if you're thinking about pocket pistols, and I imagine most people are thinking about pocket pistols when it comes to these style of guns, the Kahr PM9 is the smallest and I think most durable. Okay, it's really well designed. I'm not sure that durability, once you get in with an M&P Shield versus a Glock 43 versus a Kahr PM9, matters very much. I think they're all equally durable, but this is the smallest, most durable single stack 9mm on the market as far as I'm concerned. I've had experience with the DB9, the Diamondback DB9. My friend's handgun, the DB9, had a catastrophic failure where the barrel ramp sheared off, and so when it comes to durability, when you buy a handgun, it should be durable enough that you can shoot it a lot, practice and train with it. And when it comes to handguns like this, you're going to need to train more with them. A bigger pistol is going to be easier to shoot. These guns, you're going to soak up more of that recoil. The recoil is totally manageable. It's not a problem, but there is more recoil there, and you're going to need to be aware of that when it comes to shooting these guns. I believe that the Kahr PM9 would be a constant companion in your life if you purchased it. If you've had a hard time being consistent with carrying a handgun in a concealed manner because your gun has been too large or too bulky or too uncomfortable, I believe that the Kahr PM9 would be a gun that you would own and carry regularly. For me personally, in the last 5.5 years since I purchased this Kahr PM9, it's been a constant companion. Wherever I could legally carry, it was in my pocket. There have been some times, occasions where I have carried inside the waistband larger handguns and left the Kahr PM9 at home. But in the last couple years, I've been carrying the Kahr PM9 in my pocket, and then sometimes a handgun inside the waistband, a larger gun, like a Glock 26 or Glock 19. But the Kahr PM9 is a gun that I've had in my pocket from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, loaded and ready to go. And so I believe it would be an excellent constant companion for you if you want to be more intentional about concealed carry. They're accurate, they're reliable, they're extremely durable, and they are the smallest, thinnest, most durable 9mm single stack handgun on the market today. If you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel for more quality video reviews on the topics of shooting, camping, and survival gear. This is the Gear Tester signing off.